Welcome back to Tony Hawk's Project 8, Gen 6. Today we'll be going to the second level, Downtown. It's kind of interesting. This is Downtown, whereas in Neversoft version it's Main Street, even though, again, it's supposed to be basically the same area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of cool. They always have, like, some skating and the loading screens, you know, stuff. But Jason Lee will be there once again to greet us.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jason Lee. I heard Tony Hawk and a bunch of pros were coming to town to look for new talent for Project 8. I figured this place would be full of potential skaters for my stereo team. Show me you can ride and I'll see what I can do to get you noticed by Tony and his crew.
You know, that's kind of interesting. He wants us to skate so he can promote us to Tony and his crew, but the reason he's doing this, the reason he came here is because he figured there would be lots of people for his team.
Right, and he wants us to ride around to promote the skate shop.
Oh, but kinda, I mean, like, yeah, like, I mean, isn't he trying to recruit for his own team?
It's kind of weird. You end up getting sponsored by, like, everyone and anyone and everyone on the way to rank 8.
Can you be on multiple skate teams?
It's not skate teams in the same way that, like, Underground 1 had it.
Okay.
Or if you're talking about in real life, I don't know.
In real life, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This is.
I mean, I guess they're all friendly.
Right,
So,
right.
Well, no, they're not all friendly, but in general, it's not like it's healthy competition, guys.
I've seen some people kind of complain about that like Project 8 is a lot more about brands, you know? Like, every 10 ranks, you'll get sponsored by another brand, and, you know, there's a lot of advertising and a lot of, you know, DAC options for every skate company.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. And little videos in your PDA when you get...
Hey, nice going. You just got yourself sponsored by my company, Stereo. You should check out this skate shop. These guys are my friends. I'm sure they'll hook you up with a new deck. Skating for Stereo should help you get noticed, but if you want a shot at making the Project 8 team, you gotta do what you can to move up the ranks. I'll give you a call when I hear of anything that can help you out. In the meantime, skate hard and have fun.
You know, if Jason didn't tell me that, I would have had no fun skating. Actually, I would have skated really serious and mean.
Well, no, you would have skated very soft.
Right, skate soft and...
He says, yeah,
whatever.
Skate soft and hate it.
Hey, buddy,
yeah.
your partner coming up
It's the same shit. Honestly, like, for things where, you know, you've already seen them, if you watched the Gen 7 version first, I'm probably gonna skip them.
Yeah, and if you want to see it,
yeah. But, so, like, here's something that you'll come to first in the Gen 6 version. Since, again, what happens in these areas is based only on how much progress you make in the area versus progress you make overall. Like, some pros are here first, like Paul Rodriguez. But, let's head into the skate shop.
Oh, you can do that right there in the...
Yeah, you can do that anytime. And look at these prices. Compared to the Gen 7 version, things are a lot more expensive. Boards are $100. Special tricks are $300.
You know what it is? It's inflation.
That's a decision I don't like. You start the game with no special tricks. You have all of your special trick slots, though, and each single special trick is 300 tokens.
Yeah, that's a little shit.
I think instead it should have been 300 tokens to buy a special trick slot, and then you could put any special trick in there. Because, you know, like, for people who haven't played all the previous games and determined their favorite tricks, you know, part of it is playing around with every special trick. You've been able to put any, you know, any trick on any person since Tony Hawk 3, and here to limit them to require a lot of tokens to buy just one? You might only get, like, a few in your playthrough unless you deliberately spend time getting tokens from people. Because, like, yeah, sure, you know, getting tokens, the bigger your combo, the more you get, but you only get, like, 40 or 50 at a time.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, you would like every special trick, but there may be times when you get a special trick and go, I don't really like that as much as I thought I would. And then it's like, well, now you've just wasted 300... you know, tokens. That's quite a lot of currency.
So, again, there's differences between this version of level and the Gen 7, obviously, and, you know, there's some more destruction.
I love that the reasoning behind this is he fell asleep and left the thing in neutral, and then you sticker slap 3 times on the front and crash into stuff, and we never see the bus driver get out.
Right.
Like,
no, the bus driver
are we sure he's asleep?
There, he was somewhere else. You know, I don't want to focus on it too much, but I do want to address it. Like, you know, we complained about the amount of destruction in previous Tony Hawk games. And here, you know, it's not as bad. You're not raucously riding around blowing up the area, but, you know, there is some destruction, and those missions are more entertaining than me just doing spot challenges. Sure,
I'm just saying, like, we very irresponsibly just left him dead.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And the other guy who was like, yeah, he's asleep. Did you check?
Why don't you show me what you got?
How would he even know that the dude had left it in neutral?
I don't know.
I think that man killed the bus driver.
Okay, so Day One Song's back.
Right on.
You know, his challenge, obviously, in Gen 7 is a lot more involved. Here, it's literally just grind at bench.
Oh.
Yeah. This version is easier than the Gen 7 version.
So you got the sick one. You did not get the AM and the Pro?
I did the sick requirement, so yes,
it automatically checks off the...
You know, even though, like, when you start a challenge for the first time, it'll show you what you need to do for AM.
Right.
If you know what you need to do for Pro or sick and do that, it will give you Pro or sick. You don't need to, like, do AM first, restart, do Pro, restart, yeah.
Okay. Because it only checked off sick at the end there, so wasn't sure if you got credit for
the game is smart enough to know.
Okay.
What's happening? I hear from some of the other pros that you're the kid with all the skills. I'm putting together a video that'll put anyone to the test. You up for it?
He called us a kid, but he looks more like a kid than you.
I mean, Paul Rodriguez, I don't know a lot about him, but he was in Thug 1 and then American Wasteland, so... But, I mean, actually here is probably one of the most involved challenges in the area. Look how it just keeps going and going, and that's again because, like, for AM you only need to, you know, trick on the first, like, 3 pieces.
Holy
Pro,
shit,
you need to go further. Sick, you need to do a pretty long line, actually. So the game is mostly easier than the Gen 7 version. Either it'll have easier requirements, or, you know, not have as hard requirements. Not have as, like, long a lines or crazy stuff. It's easier. I'd say it's a lot easier to get to rank 1 in this game than it is the Gen 7 one. I still probably won't be doing so.
Yeah,
I'll probably get onto Project 8, and that'll be all I really want to cover, unless I, you know, want to show off enough additional stuff to maybe get, you know, rank 4 or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The way that camera panned out like that was really disconcerting.
Yeah. It's like my soul left my body.
I really think it would be like they're including full sentences in that description in the top right corner, and they really shouldn't. They should make that a little bit more terse. Oh, Christ. I thought, you know what, that was the second time in this series that you've had a crash that just made me wish for death. The first one was when you merged with that tree in episode 1.
Yeah. So here's Nail the Trick. It's also in this version. They teach you it here.
Oh, yeah, that's... Well.
Hey, you ready to invent a new trick? Nail the trick.
I think I only keep this first full one, and then I start skipping through the others.
I gotta say, Rodney Mullen is just like... What a chill dude.
Yeah.
And like you can hear it in his voice. He's just like a nice guy.
Hold it there to keep your foot out of the way until the board rotates all
Have you seen his TED Talk?
When the grip tape is pointing up again, release the stick to put your foot back on the board.
Oh my gosh,
I know he did one.
I've never seen such an upbeat TED Talk.
Yeah. So yeah, Nail the Trick is in here. It works the same way, actually.
Interesting.
And you'll note that, one, all these cars are getting in my fucking way, but two, like, the board kind of glows green when it's, you know, when you can put your feet on it. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's a little more rigid looking, but you can actually do like the same things. Like this was probably, once again, a coding miracle.
Yeah, this is probably Shaba doing some kind of magic
That was pretty
to hack it together.
Yeah, like I'm gonna skip these here if you've already seen them in Gen 7.
Yeah.
Actually, here in the Gen 6 version, I think you're more limited in when you can do this. You can do nail the trick when you're just riding around, or like in a challenge that's based on nail the trick. But in other challenges, I don't think you can actually. I think they limit you, so you can't just bust it out if it's like a do a high score challenge.
Huh.
I might be wrong on that, but I know there are some challenges where I've tried to do nail the any time when not in a goal there.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so close to that rank up to the perfect number where you can just stop.
Right. Right.
So, 147.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you look at any other playthrough, the most important stats are like speed, air, ollie. Like, you can use focus mode if, for long grinds or manuals. It's one of those cases, kind of like, reminds me of Amped 2, where I got in a lot of trouble in that game because I didn't put a lot of stats into, like, airtime, or such. I'm just going into classic mode here to kind of show how that compares. I mean, they have classic mode.
It's pretty, yeah, it's
but
pretty
like, so like, having good speed and being able to get, good air are most important. In my first playthrough, especially in the later areas, I was definitely feeling understated just because I distributed too evenly. I was definitely feeling like some things were quite a bit harder. This is definitely one of those games where, it probably thinks you could put your stats anywhere you want, but it really is best to allocate them in certain areas.
Yeah. That's always weird to me when games... Like, I don't know what's weirder. When games have stats that are like obviously some of them are much more important than others. Or even weirder to me is when they have different maximums because one of them is like significantly less useful than the others.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you knew that it was badly balanced, and your solution was to just not let me go too high on one? Like, what does that mean?
Right. Right.
Why didn't you just fix this?
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, Paul Rodriguez is 35 this year. So, he's probably just a youthful-looking guy at this point in the game.
Okay. 2006, so, like, let's just say 15 years ago. So, 20.
Yeah.
You said 35 this year?
Yeah, 35 this year.
So, yeah, like 20.
Yeah, he just looks young.
Holy shit, 20 in this?
It sounds young.
Because Thug 1 was 3 years before.
Yeah.
Wow, Paul Rodriguez got started kind of early.
I mean, he was a young guy, yeah. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I am basically playing these first few levels kind of just up to where I unlock the next one. Definitely once I get further in rank, I will need to, go back and do stuff in past levels, but just sort of, it felt like what I wanted to do. I don't know. But yeah, next time we're headed to the city center on Project 8.